Hey there, Derek Rydall here, founder of the Law of Emergence and author of the best-selling books, Emergence and the Abundance Project, doing an impromptu Facebook Live here around this series, as I have a little bit of time. I'm waiting for my daughter, on matter versus what matters. And there's a lot of matter going on right now, so I apologize for the noises, but I just wanted to share this very important topic that what matters becomes matter. I want you to think about that. What matters becomes matter. And what matters means what we focus on, what we value, what we care about, what we actually care about, what we actually value, not what we say we care about, not what we say we value. You want to know what you really care about and what you really value? Look at your bank account, your calendar, look at the words you constantly say, look at the things you surround yourself with, the people, the things you pay attention to. And that tells you what matters to you. That doesn't mean it's what ultimately matters in the deepest sense, but it's where your attention is. Where your attention is what matters. Meaning, you may say, I value joy. But actually, if you look a little deeper at where you put your attention most often, what matter you focus on, you will notice that you value perhaps being right more than you value joy, or you value safety more than you value joy, or you value holding on to a particular story of being a victim than you value joy. I want you to really hear that. You value victimhood, being right, being safe, being comfortable. Perhaps, I'm not saying you personally, I'm just saying we want to look at that, because what we focus on, what we make matter, becomes matter. And we focus on what matters to us. But what actually matters to us is largely unconscious. And so when we're struggling, like, why does this keep happening? Why do I keep manifesting this problem? It's because actually there's something about it underneath it. Something about where your attention is that matters to you more than what you say you want. That what you're really valuing is not the wealth, it's the safety or the security. What really matters to you is not the health, it's the comfort or the convenience. Or perhaps if you're eating too much food, it's not feeling the pain and the shame and the guilt or whatever is going on with you, so you stuff it down with food. What matters is avoiding pain. What matters is feeling comfortable, safe. Even though what you say matters is joy, peace, love, abundance, connection. You get it? So I really want to invite you to do an inventory. Look at your life and determine, what is it that really matters to me? And based on my bank account, my calendar, my credit card balance, my constant conversations and my constant complaints, what actually matters to me? What am I actually putting my attention on, and therefore turning that into more matter, into more experience mentally, emotionally, and physically? You will be surprised. I just went through a whole experience actually today, which is one of the reasons I wanted to share this today. I've been dealing with a lot of challenges, and many of you know the death of my son over the last year, which is certainly, everybody in the world pretty much would commiserate with me on how terrible that is and what a tragedy, and it is. But as I've investigated it more, amongst some other things, there's a part of me that was, and perhaps still is, more invested in the loss and in an old part of me that felt sorry for myself than I was in the joy and the gratitude and the peace. And I'm not being hard on myself when I say this, and if you've lost somebody close to you, this is not in any way a judgment about you. We all go through our process of grief in our own way. And so it's all relative, right? Somebody loses somebody breaks their leg, or somebody gets their toe broken. Both of them hurt really badly, and we all have our own healing process. So be very clear, I'm not saying where anybody should be. I'm just giving one example. That as I began to understand that what actually mattered to me was a lot of layers of guilt or needing to be right about how wrong it was, or an old pattern of feeling like a victim or whatever, and feeling sorry for myself, that was causing me to focus on a part of the story that brought about tremendous pain and sorrow and sadness and a sense of loss and hopelessness. And all I had to do was, as I began to look at, well, what really matters to me? How do I really want to feel and think? And what do I really want to manifest or make matter in my life, turn into matter? And I noticed gratitude and joy and peace. And I began to, that awareness allowed me to begin to focus on the part of the story that makes what really matters, the joy, the peace, the gratitude, become matter, become manifest. I could begin to focus on the fact that so many people in the world never have a child, and they would die to have a child. And if you were to tell them, you can have a child for 25 years, and then they're going to be gone, they would take that deal in an instant. And I began to notice, as I focused on the 25 years I did get to have with him, I focused on a different part of the story based on knowing that what really matters to me is to be in truth and in joy and in peace. It's a practice, okay? This is not easy. It's simple, but not easy. I noticed myself begin to explode with gratitude. The tears coming down my eyes were not tears of sadness. They were tears of profound joy and gratitude to spend a quarter of a century with this amazing being. And I'm still with him, just in a different form. By becoming aware of what I was making matter, and therefore turning it into matter, versus what I really want to matter. And then that became matter. Joy began to burst forth. Peace began to burst forth. I began to notice that no matter whatever problems I have, there are way more blessings. And by shifting that attention to making that what matters, joy, inspiration, creativity, peace, that it really is true that energy flows where our attention goes. But it's not a foregone conclusion that we're going to focus on what matters most, or that we're going to focus on what we want to become matter, because we're driven by a lot of unconscious patterns to survive, to be right, cognitive bias that is designed to make us keep our story about ourselves intact, to keep our map of reality intact. Even if that means our map of reality says there's not enough to go around, I'm not enough, life is unfair, and then you die, people are mean, things are bad, the world is unjust, whatever. Our whole survival mechanism is designed to try to hold that map of reality and identity intact. And it will distort and delete what comes our way and keep us from seeing that what's really trying to emerge, the life that really wants to be born in us, the greater expression that we truly desire most, it prevents us from seeing that we are actually focusing on what we don't really want in order to keep our map of reality and identity intact. And so it takes self-awareness, it takes presence, it takes a commitment to do the work. It's like, if you want more joy, more peace, more love, more abundance, more gratitude, just merely saying I want it or visualizing it, all those are great, affirming it, beautiful. But when the appearance arises, the mental, emotional, or physical state that is the opposite of that, that makes you feel sad and angry and unjust and victimized, you have to not fight it, not resist it, not judge it, but then you have to put your attention back on what really matters. You want to have more joy, peace, love, beauty, abundance, freedom. And then you have to do reps. You have to work out. You have to enter into the soul gym and start to do some exercise. Start to put your attention on, but what do I really want? But what's really true here? What's the bigger picture emerging? If I want to feel gratitude, where is the gratitude here? Where is the blessing here? I know this situation there's a lot that's bad about it. It's not fair. I feel this, my body hurts, my heart, but I actually want to be in gratitude. I want to be happy. So now I have to practice looking for the blessing and build back up my dominion over my attention, which is not just going to happen to you. You have to actually work it out. And then what happens is, in the face of an appearance of lack, limitation, worry, doubt, fear, dis-ease, disorder, chaos, loss, you will build the mental and emotional, energetic, and ultimately spiritual muscles, the soul stamina, to be able to hold your space in that expanded place, to have a state of joy even in the midst of sorrow, to have a state of power even in the midst of what appears to be disempowering conditions, to have a state of peace even in the midst of what appears to be disorder, chaos, conflict, to ultimately be the light even in the seeming darkness. And then, as a result of that, more life, more light, more power, more of your true nature will be able to flow through you and to manifest according to the seed of your potential. And that which really matters most, your destiny, your true nature, becomes matter, becomes manifest. But it takes practice, folks. And so I invite you to notice, where are your habits of focusing on what you don't really want? Begin to make a list of what really matters to me most, and begin to notice, where are my chronic complaints? Where are my chronic issues, crises, pains? And then notice that the only way those could remain chronic is if there's something in there that actually matters to you. There's something in there that you actually have a payoff on. And as you begin to notice that, now you have choice to go, oh, I've been seeking safety, security, comfort, convenience. I've been seeking to be right, even when I'm seeking to be right about how wrong things are. But that's not really what I want anymore. I want more joy, more peace, more freedom, more abundance. So now you get to move. When you have this expanded awareness, you now have free choice, free will. Before you have expanded awareness, you don't have free will. You have free won't, okay? You are a no, not a yes. But now with expanded awareness, you move that awareness to what really matters. Where's the blessing? What's possible? What can I do? What have I done? What do I have? Who am I really? What's the bigger idea that's seeking to emerge here? Now you're focusing your attention in a different place, and the observer effect kicks in, and the superpositionality of infinite possibility becomes manifest, turns into matter. You build it as a habit. You build the musculature to hold it. And lo and behold, you find that increasingly you're in a greater state of joy, peace, inspiration, and you have access to new ideas because you're tuned into a new station, right? And that station becomes manifest, i.e. a manifestation. All right. So if you like this, stay tuned into this station. Check out my podcast, Emergence, on iTunes and wherever podcasts exist. You can go to DerekRydall.com, check out more free trainings. You can also go to YouTube, to my YouTube channel, and get free trainings there as well. Please share this. Check out the rest of this series on Facebook if you haven't watched it or listened to it yet. Comment below. Let me know what you're learning. Let me know what you're doing.